Hey everybody, and welcome back to Living to Do's review of Married at First Sight. It is season number 15, episode 1, and they are in San Diego, California this season. Before I get started, please like, share, and comment on the video. I would really appreciate it, and I thank you in advance. First couple we'll start off talking about will be Lindy and Miguel. Lindy is 29 and she's a doctor of physical therapy. She's an overthinker and she was raised a Seventh-day Adventist. She's very religious. And Miguel is 35. He has I think he is of a Puerto Rican descent. He is an associate medical director, and he's very traditional. Both hold a doctorate, so you would think they would be well matched. Miguel is a little sensitive. He writes sappy poems, which is nice, but he is sensitive. And when Lindy was talking with the girls, she mentioned how she likes a guy who's confident, or she'll walk all over them. At least she can recognize that in herself. And that's where I thought they would be a good match until you get to know them a little bit better. And he just seems he's going to be the most boring person of the season. Not much to say about them. Now, Lindy, it seems like one of the other couples, one of the other girls in the group, may not be getting along with Lindy, and that would be Alexis. She says that Lindy talks too much, and they showed a little montage of her going on, talking. But she seems like a nice girl, but she may not mesh with everybody else. Okay, nothing else to say about them. Nothing much happened. The next couple is Crystal and Mitch. Crystal is 32 years old and she's a sales rep, and she was born and raised in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and she was a sorority president. That kind of tells you what kind of person she is a little bit. And Mitch is 41. I think he's the oldest participant that Married at First Sight has had. He's never been married. He is an environment policy advocate. Showed him really trying to do something about the environment, picking up the trash at the beach, things like that. He was raised in LA, and he thinks this process of Married at First Sight will help him get out of his comfort zone. What a way to do it. Now, these two, I think, will bump heads because I believe it was Mitch's brother and Mitch himself. He's kind of stuck in his ways. Though he wants a family, he just might not bend too much. And Crystal seems a little bossy. And he is 9 years older than her. I don't know if that's going to change the dynamic. I don't know if they will get along. I could see them bumping heads. Okay, and not too much more happened with them at all. So let's go on to the next couple, which is Morgan and Ben. Morgan is 27. She is an RN, and she's half Japanese. I believe her mother is Japanese, and she's from Bakersfield, California. And her personality at first impression, I would say she seems like a lot. She seems like she's a control freak, a little aggressive, and maybe too independent. Maybe not a good partner for marriage. Marriages are a partnership, not a sole proprietorship. So I think I see that in her. She may not get along with the partner that they have matched her up with, which is Ben. Ben is BINH. He's 29. He's an engineer and a physical trainer. He's a mama's boy. His parents met at a refugee camp in New Orleans. It's really weird. They've had 3 Asian couples on this show so far, and each year, the last 3 years, an Asian couple, and they all have some type of connection with a refugee camp. What is going on? Well, he is too frugal, and that might be an issue because I think she wants to travel a bit, and he's very, very frugal. He saves all his money for investments, even though I guess he makes good money, but he's always money in the bank money he uses to buy stocks. He mentioned that he would buy someone a birthday present, he would buy them stocks. So, that's going to be interesting. They both are ambitious about getting their money, but he's frugal, she's not. I'm seeing a little bit more of a Jose and Rachel type thing there, a little bit with the money anyway, for a couple from a previous season. Okay, and that's about them. Let's talk about the next couple, which is Stasha and Nate. I'm going to have to practice saying her name. She is 37. She's an accountant. She's from Linwood, California. And she has investment properties. She doesn't know her dad. Her mom, in talking with her mom asked her about if she's going to get a post-nup. Because I guess she can't get a prenup because she can't know her partner's name and all that. So she's definitely going to request that, a post-nup. And she was on the after party with Keisha Knight Pulliam. And Keisha asked her, what if he won't give you a post-nup? She said it'll be a no for her on decision day. Yeah, you got to know that, you got to take care of yourself. You just don't want to marry anybody. And if you do know them, that's why you have a prenup. You got to protect your assets. Nate is 34. He is from Las Vegas. He was raised by his single dad, and he's a day trader. At first glance, he seemed nice enough, but I think there's a little freak in this kid. When they went bridal shopping, Stasia, oh my God, whatever her name is again, I'll get that sooner or later. She cried that she had someone to share her life with. Oh no, her sister cried, and she has to share her sister with somebody else, and it was just a sweet, honest moment. I just pointed that out because I too cried at that. I felt so. It's a bittersweet. You're happy that someone's finding hopefully love or relationship, but the closeness of certain family members that you have to share that time with is kind of sad for them. Nate has some friends that he told that he's going to get married, and this year they even had them shopping for rings. This one girl named Morgan, that's Nate's friend, she's, I guess, been in San Diego for about a year. I don't know if something went on with them because she questioned, what if your wife doesn't want you to have female friends? That was a concern of hers. Also, she went with, or they had created or designed his wedding ring on the computer, and she was the one sitting with him to do that. And I just wanted to know if there was something going on with them. I just sensed that there might have been. And Stasia is not going to want this girl that if he did go out with her or something happened, designing her wedding ring. I don't know if that's the case, but I thought I'd point that out. Okay, the last couple is going to be Alexis and Justin. Justin is 33 and he's 6'8". He is too tall. He's a digital marketing specialist, and he's from Mobile, Alabama, so he's country. Admittedly so. Not recently, like a few years ago, I think it was 5 years ago, he was engaged to be married. A month before the wedding, it was broken off. I guess the girl broke his heart, and of course he was hurt. And he took the time to work on himself. He seems like a really good guy, a well-rounded guy. He's just really too tall. His brother raised him from 14 to 19. I don't know where his mother was at the time, but I know she's in the picture. She was there. So they're really close, and he values his brother's opinion. but his brother doesn't think he's making a big mistake by marrying somebody he doesn't know, especially having being hurt at the last engagement. He seemed a little soft. He was crying at this point. Which is fine to cry. It's just, I just see a lot of tears coming from this guy. Not a problem. Just pointing it out. He's just a really sweet, sweet guy. I just don't. I really have. What do I have? I think it shows that he's worked on himself. He is emotional. I don't know if that's because he's worked on himself and he's just well-rounded. So if he's upset, he's going to tear up. He doesn't seem ashamed or embarrassed by it, which is good. He's paired up with Alexis. She's 29. She's a logistics specialist. She's from New Jersey. And I read somewhere she played semi-pro football. I'd like to hear more about that. Alexis seems sweet. She was a little wild at her bachelorette party. In fact, when she met the girls, actually when all the girls met each other, there's always some conversation that's just a little inappropriate. I think it was Stasia that brought up if they're going to have a problem with one of their husbands is uncircumcised. I thought, what kind of talk is that? I've never seen. It's always something. I guess they elevate the conversations for shock value or whatever. I just don't think I'd be talking like that in front of a bunch of girls, especially don't know them. But anyway, at the bachelor party, or at the bachelor party, Justin and his brother got in a little tiff, and he said he wasn't ready for marriage, and he walked out. So I don't know if that was fake drama or not, but that happened. I noticed with the guys, Ben and Nate, they look similar. They really do look like they could be. Well, they look similar. Miguel at their talk, it wasn't their bachelor party so much. It was just them getting to know each other, and he talked about being sensitive. And he read a sappy poem. The way it was edited, it looked like the guys thought, I don't think they were feeling that poem whatsoever. And he did say his sensitivities might be a thing. And I thought of that song by Luther Vandross, My Sensitivities Get in the Way. And that might be Miguel's problem, unfortunately. Now, at the bachelor party, Nate was a little bit more than I thought he was going to be. He was really into the strippers. A couple of the guys at the stripper hit them with whatever you hit them with, a belt or a whip, I guess. And he told this one stripper girl, I remember seeing him hit one of the girls with that whip. And that same girl, he ordered her to get down on her knees, and he squeezed this water ball in her mouth, and Mitch's face dropped when he saw him do that. His mouth was wide open. He couldn't believe it. He was unbelievably shocked at Nate's actions. He's just a little too much. I don't know what his new wife is going to think of that. That was a wild thing to see. So only one couple got married, and I think it was a 3-hour show. And that was Alexis and Justin. Alexis was getting ready for her wedding, and she cried. I mean, she cried hard in her mother's arms because she didn't know if she was doing the right thing. That's when I cried. One interesting thing now that this year that they're having the guys create wedding rings for their wives, and it looks like their wives will be able to wear their engagement rings down the aisle, because we all know they don't know each other, so they get their rings at the altar. But Alexis got her ring, and she was So she would be the first girl in Married at First Sight history, as it was edited, to walk down the aisle with her engagement ring that her husband Justin designed. I didn't really like their banter at the altar. I just felt like they were like entertaining us in a way. I just didn't. It was just too goofy for me, rather corny. But they seem to be, personality-wise, they seem to be with it. They mentioned on the information that was read to Justin that she has this strange hobby, like she likes to make a certain something. I think it was out of clay or whatever it was. I'll leave it just there. I just couldn't believe that was said. The fact that she does that is weird, but have it being said on your wedding day while you're at the altar, inappropriate. I thought both their vows to each other were really cool. I really liked Alexis' vows to Justin. And one of Justin's friends, one of his girls of his that he's a friend with, she was just crying out there at the wedding. Tears were she just couldn't stop crying. We learned that his name is Justin Hall. And one of the things that Alexis said right off the bat after meeting him is like, "Why are you so tall?" Why? He mentioned how tall his parent, or I think it was his dad or his grandparents were, and they were really tall. And the first thing that Alexis said was D1 athletes. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure how athletic he is, but she is. So with her athleticism and maybe a son with his height, she might get an NBA star. Because I think she plays football. They both like Drake. She did mention that she's not really into his looks, and he loved her. He thought she was beautiful. So I don't know if he's going to be hurt seeing the clip of her saying that that's his looks would not be her first choice. I was really skeptical about the season. I guess I always am. I got to get to know people, and I do like them a lot better now that I hear them talking and I see some of their personalities and background. And I think my couple that I'm rooting for this year will be Alexis and Justin. They seem to have a positive attitude about this, and their personalities are just they seem like delightful people that they're both willing to give this a chance. So I hope it works out. And so far, they're my couple of the season based on personalities alone. Well, that is it for now. I thank you for staying to the end. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it, and I thank you in advance. Also, check out my other videos. I have several travel videos and outing videos on my channel now. And I'll be back next week with episode 2 of Married at First Sight. That is it for now, and I gotta go because I got living to do. Bye.